Yo, yo, yo. It's Saturday morning. You know what time it is? It's time for market batch analysis, market shenanigans. Skrr. Let's get it. Okay, so this week I only have one trade. Oh, two trades, but one of them I didn't take, so only one trade. Big reason for that is because, well, I was sick pretty much the entire week, so I skipped a lot of days. But truth be told, there really wasn't anything to trade. I did check the markets just to see whether there is anything, and nothing quite set up. So I think we're gonna see that. So as always, I'm gonna start with last week. Last week, followed rules well apparently. That's cool. What went back is I got involved too early, and I want to let the range break out properly first. Okay, so I say I followed rules well, but oh, this is just one mistake. Okay, I see. So there was one mistake here on UJ where I had this inconsistent range that was news created, and I was arguing that, well, I wasn't looking for any trades inside of this range because that range was fucked up for me. And I was like, okay, if this breaks out consistently and like mm, with good momentum, I'm willing to follow it, right? Well, yes, that happened over here on the 10 second. I can see the line over here. This is indeed a breakout, like full body candles and whatnot. But relative to the range, which is fucking huge, I would like to see a big breakout, say on the 6 minute at least, and then follow that move. Yeah, I even draw it in here. Like a 10-second little candle means absolutely nothing. So I just zoomed in too much into this trade and I forced it. And I understand what I was doing here, right? I wanted to get in as soon as possible, but as always, I don't need to be in that soon. There's absolutely no point. So I even draw it in here, right? I would like to see it break out first and then get involved on the follow-up reaccumulation. So yeah, that makes total sense. And my results minus 4.8, a bit unfortunate. If I traded perfectly, I would have filtered out two trades. That would be much better, but it is what it is. And I have this drawing over here where I put into perspective how much space and opportunity I still have, even if I don't get involved in these lower parts of the reaccumulation, right? And yeah, there is a lot of space here, lots of potential opportunity. So no need to force anything in these lower parts of the range, especially if it prints in a way where the supply is nice and high. Uh, this is not my free money zone. It's more like this whole thing, right? So yeah, that's just that, and that was very helpful, by the way, very helpful, especially if I apply this on the higher time frames, which I've been doing this week, and maybe we'll see that. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So Monday, no news, nothing on my watch list, and market looks absolutely horrible, and I'm expecting a multi-week drought. Yeah, I've been saying that for a few weeks already. Uh, Pretty much. Could I go into TradingView here? Yeah, let me do that real quick. This is gonna be a quick video, I think, but there's a few things that I want to talk about and bring attention to. So, launching up TradingView. No. All right, NAS 100. So pretty much ever since we lost this level of demand, I was like, okay, we're gonna reaccumulate, I believe. I think this is all for the purpose of reaccumulation, but we're gonna be waiting for quite some time. And if I go into like a lower time frame to see where that happens, I would say like the big break happened kind of from here. Like we can see that big sell, right? So something like this. That's the red zone. I'm going to like look if it coincides with any like horizontal levels as well, and I would say yeah, something like this. And now we're just breaking out, so maybe next week there's actually going to be a tradable market on NAS 100. But like all of this was just not interesting. Like you can see that I had this drawn in here as price was correcting, and I was expecting a stage one and a breakout out of there. You can even see that I have this alert here that never quite breaks through. So I wasn't watching the market for ages, and nothing else really set up either. So yeah, nothing. So Monday we're done. Tuesday, I'm sick. Skipping the day. Okay. So nothing. Wednesday. Yeah, I was sick also. I didn't even fill it out, but it's okay. And as you can see, I have this thing showing up here. It's not something I write. It's part of the template. It shows up every single time. How is this gonna look on my Miro board? You know you want it to be perfect. Yes, this is the final question before I take any trade. And I really, really want to be able to come in here today, look at my trades, and be like, okay, I have only taken trades that meet my rules perfectly. That's all that fucking matters. I hate making these mistakes, so I'm just trying to like bring attention to it as much as I can. So Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, sick, no trading, cool. And Friday was the first day that I actually felt a little bit healthy. And what do we have? Silver and gold looks good. It's on my watch list. Alarms only for New York Open. And sure enough, I have some trades here. So let's go ahead and take a look. So first things first, I actually have a trade that I didn't take, which is on silver. And looking back at it, that's actually quite unfortunate. But anyway, let me do this real quick because silver was leading. So I actually, what I have to do is I have to put silver in first. How do I do this? Whoop. Wait. What am I doing here, man? What am I doing here? I need to do this. Now I need to hide this part. Okay. I'm gonna do it like this. Sorry. So, boop. This goes here. This goes here. Okay, good. Now I can take this. Yep, line it up. Good. All right, there we go. Bring to front. There we go. So silver was actually leading. So I was supposed to take this trade, but I didn't, and yeah, that's a bit of a mistake. But I think I know why it happened. Anyway, let's get into it. So here we are, silver daily, right? Looking strong as fuck, boy. Looking really strong. I mean, I was already looking for trades probably here, I would say. I was looking for trades on this leg as well, so totally cool. Here we are on the 60. Last time there was some, let me get white here. There was some kind of stage 1 over here. We broke out of there. MB1, MB2. Okay, some kind of stage 1 here again. Some kind of stage 1 here again. So now this is a fresh breakout. Can definitely continue. This is good. This is very good. And here we are on the 6 minute, right? And we have some kind of stage 1. And we have a strong breakout. So here I am on the 1 minute. And because the breakout was so damn strong, right? I thought that I want to see a full reset. What do I mean? Well, I differentiate between flushes and resets, right? So a flush is simply something like this, where it just flushes out, and then maybe it builds up. And a full reset is actually when like it might do something like this, and it establishes some kind of support, right? Some kind of demand. Whoops, some kind of demand, and it breaks that demand. That's like true reaccumulation for me. And from there, I would like to see it continue. In other words, I would really like to see it reaccumulate, refuel, grab some liquidity and all of that. And that would like give me more confidence that the move is ready to continue. And that's kind of what I was waiting here. And here, as this flush happened, I did not take this trade, which would be a break even, so everything was fine. But then it broke out higher over here, but didn't go quite far. So I thought, okay, well, if anything, this is a loss of momentum. And here it went back down. And I could already identify that support, that demand. And I wanted it to break down here and then take a trade somewhere, right? That didn't quite happen. Instead, it bounced from the demand zone. And I actually have this as so-called last valid setup, right? I have this as one of my setups. But for some reason, I got a little bit scared because of how far this ran. And I didn't believe in the continuation, even though this was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful and perfect. I could have taken it. And actually, what happened here is the whole reaccumulation happened here. So it started moving higher, right? Creating higher highs, higher lows, established some kind of support, broke down here, And then I could identify the supply from which it broke down, and it broke up higher again and created this beautiful, beautiful DMB. And I didn't take it. Instead, I took a gold trade, which was actually not even that good. Like it was good, but silver was clearly leading in this category, and I could have taken this trade. I didn't. Oh well, what can you do? Anyway, here I thought this was overextended and I wanted to see a real reaccumulation. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I get tapped in. Well, I would get tapped in, right? Here it goes a little bit higher, pulls back, still above the rising 1020 active momentum cycle. So if it breaks above this high, I would move to risk free, which it does, and then pretty quickly it goes to plus 5. So yep, and here I even add another little comment. Looking back at it, this was absolutely perfect. Yes, if I actually zoomed out a little bit on my V time frame on the 6 minute, and I would see that this is a stage one breakout pulling back into the rising 1020. Like this was picture perfect. It was brilliant trade, and well, it's a lesson for me. It's once again, even if something seems a little bit overextended, remain level-headed and zoom out. Take a look from the zoomed out perspective. Look at the 6 minute. Don't be like uh don't be too zoomed in on the entry time frame and see if this trade still makes sense. And this trade totally 100% makes sense. So what I'm gonna do right away is there is this what went well and what went wrong, right? Blah blah blah. Yeah, all good. So here we go. And whoop. Okay, what went bad? First, let's do this. Okay. Got too zoomed in on the E time frame and skipped a beautiful, strong setup. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, is I'm just gonna copy it like this. I'm gonna put it here so that I can see it. This is completely valid. It's not overextended, okay? Not overextended. Whoop. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same over here. Yep. What the fuck? Okay. Boop. Not overextended. Yeah. So overall, this trade was perfect, I would say, all the way from C2, which was not even a stage one breakout, just good momentum. Good momentum everywhere. Everything was awesome. Perfect. Management would have been perfect as well with that very early risk-free. If it went back, that would have been totally fine. So why did I not take this? Didn't take it because it looked overextended, but actually it wasn't. So it was a perfect trade, and the decision, it was a mistake that I didn't take it. It was a win, and it was on silver. I didn't even have that tagged. Nice. Okay. I don't know the max RR. Let me check silver here real quick. If well, it's still an ongoing trade and it's currently sitting at over 12. So cool. So that's that. And I actually take a trade on gold. So let's check that out. Just gonna add perfect over here. Perfect. All right. And here we are on gold. If you compare silver and gold, clearly gold is lagging behind. Silver is leading, breaking into a new range. It's way ahead. It's looking really nice. Looking at the 60-minute here, like the 60-minute on silver is a very clear momentum cycle. Price does not come back and dip below the 1020 EMA whatsoever. Here, it's a little bit more choppy. But even then, I thought, hey, this is still okay. Breaking into a new range, and it has some momentum behind it. It's looking pretty good. And this area to trade is pretty good as well. Like the expectation here is, right, okay, so there's some kind of stage one over here, breaks out, comes back down, the expectation is once again there could be some kind of stage one over here. As it breaks out, the like we are looking for continuation, right? So makes total sense to trade here. Makes total sense to trade here as well. And here we are on the 6 minute. So like compare compare the 6 minute on silver, where we have a beautifully nice established stage one, right? Versus this. Okay. What the fuck is this? But either way, it breaks into a new range. So I was like, yeah, whatever. We can forget all of this. This is some kind of stage one here, perhaps. And there's huge, huge momentum. Pulls back into the rising 1020, just below, which is fine. Like, this is a huge move. It can pull back a little bit more. The wicks here show that there is demand, there is absorption. And from there, if I take a look at the 1 minute, beautiful stage two, very, very strong. Builds up some kind of demand, right? And then breaks below. Exactly what I want to see. Okay, so as that happens, I would be looking at this supply, but then it goes a bit higher and breaks down again, making this the new supply. From there, it goes a little bit sideways and breaks out with big, big momentum over this supply, pulls back into the rising 1020. I was like, this was already quite close for me to say no to this trade, because I have this one rule that MB2 cannot be bigger than MB1, which it's still not the case here, right? Like, if I mark up the MBs over here, okay, so to make that white and dotty. So this is MB1 and MB2 is here. It's still very much similar size. By no means is MB2 bigger than, by no means is MB2 bigger than MB1. So it was still valid as long as it's above the rising 1020. It's all good. So I take that trade, and what happens? What happens? So I look at the E micro here, the 10 second, whatever. I just want to see the structure. So here it goes a little bit higher, starts chopping, chopping, chopping. And I'm like, okay, if it goes above this high, I'm going to move to risk free. Perfect management here. I do move to risk free. And yep, it goes higher, but then taps me out. And quite unfortunately, I have to say, like this, as you can see here, this tiny little move that taps me out is the lowest this actually went. And then it ended up going much, much higher and delivering to +5. I can probably find it here. Yep, here it is. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yep. So here, this is how it taps me out, and from there it just goes, and I don't actually get another setup here. So very unfortunate for two reasons. I should have taken the silver trade. If I had, I would probably be able to even take the gold trade afterwards. Would I be? I don't know. Like, let me just check real quick. So this was taken at 1646, and the silver trade was taken 1632, and it was risk-free at 1645. Cool. So I would actually be able to take the silver trade and the gold trade as well. Maybe I wouldn't like. Maybe I wouldn't execute that quickly. So I probably would, like, there's a chance that I would miss the gold trade and I would miss a break even, but most importantly, I would have caught the winner on silver. But yeah, shit happens. So this then goes to +5. That's the name of the game. That just happens. But overall, this trade, if there wasn't like the relative strength of silver and the entire relationship with that, I think this gold trade was relatively nice. Like, yeah, it's not nearly as clean, but it still makes total sense. Like, this is a nice trade. So, good. Yeah, definitely good momentum. Yes. Yes. Entry was perfect. Management was perfect as well. I executed exactly as my rules told me to. What was the highest point? 1.42. 1.42, and the decision was good. So there we go. That's all. That's all this week. Literally just one trade, one break even. So let me fill that out over here. That was a trade on gold taken on November 28th at 1640. and it's a minus 0.2. Okay. Well, could have been only at 15 RDD. Now I'm back to like 20. These last few weeks were not really nice, but what can you do? It's all part of the journey. So even with all the mistakes and all the learning that I do, if I'm able to get out of this DD completely organically by myself, I'm going to be very, very happy and I'm going to resume my challenge. But until that happens, it's still forward test, baby. Might take another month, might take 3 months. Doesn't matter. I'm in no rush. I need to make sure that I am prepared. Anyway, overall, yes, I was sick, but even if I wasn't sick, I would not have been trading any of these days. So I would only trade on Friday, and that's pretty good. That's good patience, good rules, and yeah, I even looked back at the price action. It's all fucking choppy. So not trading is definitely the right call here. All right, so that's that. Let's go to analysis real quick, see what's up. So, so yeah, here's the mistake. I didn't tag the mistake here, so I have to say that I missed a valid setup, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do that over here. So mistakes made, missed valid trade. Okay, had I traded perfectly, I would be up 4.6. All right. Well, what can you do? Perfect trade. Okay, and what went well? I would say patience. Patience was on point. Results minus 0.2. Results had I traded perfectly plus 4.6. Okay, and that concludes week 48. Just gonna put week 49 here. Yeah, there it is. Week 49. Okay. Now I can take this, put it in here. Cool, cool, cool. Lastly, I need to do this. +5. All right, and that is all. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think I have drawn anything here or did anything of that sort. Nope, I didn't. All the lessons that I created for myself throughout the last weeks, I am very actively reviewing them and making sure that they get instilled in my mind. And I'm very confident that going forward, I will be able to stick to these rules. Simplification is the name of the game. I have simplified things really, really well for myself now. And yeah, I'm just tidying out those tiny little mistakes, which by the way is it's crazy how long it's taking because I say it's small little things, but there's a lot of them, right? And each small little thing makes a trade a mistake. So I really need to pay a lot of attention to this, and I need to like iron it out and make it as perfect as possible before I feel confident enough to execute live. But until that happens, I'm gonna continue grinding, continue doing my best, and continue to do these batch analyses. And I fully believe that one day I will be successful and I will be able to go over all of these videos in the past and my entire journey will be documented. The entire struggle will be here for everyone to see. And I will achieve it even after so many years. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Peace.